In this tutorial, I'll cover how to add and edit quizzes in Learning Zone. I'm currently in our home page, which shows us our modules, and I'm going to scroll down and work out of the Quizzes and Discussions module. First, I'll show you how to add a new quiz. Click the plus button next to the title of the module you're working in, and in the drop-down, select Quiz, and then select New Quiz. Give your quiz a name, and click Add Item. You'll see that item has now been added to my module. If I want to edit it, I just have to click on that item. But since there are no questions yet in my new quiz, I'm going to actually edit the sample quiz that was already in our course. So to edit a quiz, just click on the item and click the Edit button in the top right corner. I can add or change the name of my quiz here. I can edit the settings and the questions. And we'll take a look at the quiz settings first. In this text box, you can add any general quiz instructions. Below that, you can choose the type of quiz. A practice quiz will be scored, but it will not be recorded in the gradebook. If you want a quiz to be graded, you would select Graded Quiz. You also can choose a graded or an ungraded survey. And another nice feature with surveys is you can choose to make the submissions anonymous. We'll leave this as a graded quiz. You'll see some familiar options here toward the bottom. You can choose to shuffle answers. Just be careful with that one if you have any multiple choice questions where one of the answers is all of the above. If you shuffle answers, all of the above could appear as the first option, which doesn't make sense to students. You can also set a time limit for your quiz. You can allow students to take it more than once. You can choose when students can see their responses. You can show one quiz question at a time, and if you choose that option, you also have the option of locking each question after they're answered. If you prefer to set passwords on your quizzes, you can do that under the quiz restrictions area. Then at the bottom, you can set a due date for your quiz and the availability dates simply by clicking the calendar icons. You'll see you can also choose the times. And then click Save. Now I'm going to go back into edit mode, so I'm clicking the edit button, and we'll take a look at editing the quiz questions. So I'll click on the Questions tab. You'll notice when I put my mouse in a question box, two icons just appeared to the right. The one with the X allows you to delete the question. The pencil allows you to edit the question. So let's go ahead and edit this first quiz question. You can give your question a title here. This tells us that it's a multiple choice question. In this text box, you can add your quiz question, and these editing tools should look familiar. You can add pictures, videos, links, or whatever else you would like to add to your quiz question. Below that, it shows the possible answers. So again, this is a multiple choice question. We see the correct answer is indicated in green, and it also has an arrow next to it, and it says correct answer. To indicate the correct answer, simply hover your mouse to the left of the answer option, and then click on that arrow. Now you can see this is indicated as the correct answer. We'll go back to selecting this as the correct answer. You'll notice feedback boxes on each answer as well. The ones outlined in red are incorrect answers, and of course the one outlined in green is the correct answer. You'll also see some feedback boxes underneath the answer options. These are more general feedback boxes. So, for example, if you want to say the same thing to students anytime they mark an incorrect answer, you would want to put that in the general incorrect answer box here at the bottom. If you want to say something different for each incorrect answer, you would put those in each individual answer box at the top. So again, here at the bottom you have a more general correct answer comment, you have general incorrect answer comments, and then just general answer comments. So you can choose to use any of those or none at all. You don't have to use feedback on your quizzes, but it is a nice feature. Please make note that anytime you make changes to a quiz question, you need to click the Update Question button. If you don't, it will not save the changes you made. So once again, anytime you're editing a question, make sure you select Update Question and then click Save. I'm going to go back into edit mode and show you how to add new questions. So I'm going to go to the Questions tab and scroll to the very bottom of the quiz, and you'll see 3 buttons here. The left button allows you to add a new question. This is exactly what we just looked at when we were editing a question, but it's blank, of course, because we're adding a new question. So here I can give my question a name. In the drop-down, I can select the type of question I wish to use. Most of these types of questions will be graded automatically in Learning Zone. Of course, things like essay questions or text questions would have to be graded manually. In the text box here, you would enter your quiz question, indicate the correct answers, make sure you update your question, and then click Save when you're done making edits. The middle button allows you to create a question group. This would be handy if you want to group your types of questions together. So let's say I want all of my multiple choice questions in a group. I can name my group multiple choice. If I have 50 multiple choice questions, but I only want it to ask students 20, I would put that here. So pick 20 questions, and we will make these worth 2 points apiece. And then I create my group. I can manually add questions by using this button here, or I can drag and drop questions into my group by hovering over the dots, clicking that item, and dragging it down into that group. You'll know a question is in the group because it's indented a bit, and you'll also see the border box around that question. You can add as many questions to a group as you'd like. You might have noticed when I was creating that question group, there was a link here that allows you to link to a question bank. Question banks are another item that we're covering in advanced training, so I'm not going to get into that right now. The Find Question button here is another way to link to question banks. So I'm also not going to cover that here. Just remember, if you need to learn how to work with or create question banks, we can show you how to do that, and we will also be covering that in an advanced training session. So I'm done making edits to my quiz. I'll click the Save button. And then if I want to preview my quiz to see what students see, I would just click the Preview button in the top right corner. I can now see the quiz as students see it, just to double check that all of the information is correct and the quiz is set up the way I want it.